Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OAF Discussions, OAF, Only as a Fan, brought to you by Kuntry Noiz, with your hosts Kid Swift and Thoroughbred Webb, where each week we will bring you views on music, movies, and video games. For all things Kuntry Noiz, hit at KN_Nation on Twitter, Kuntry Noiz on YouTube and Facebook, and countrynoiz.com. Sit back and enjoy the show. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OAF Discussions after so long. I'm Kid Swift.
What up, world? Thoroughbred Webb.
And we finally got back to our roots after so long. So if you're one of the people that kind of stuck with us in the first, I guess you could say, run that we did the show, we are officially back.
Call it a season.
Yeah, right.
First season.
Yeah, we did like a first season. We did like seasons like the Boondocks used to do like one season, and then like a year and a half later you might get the second season if they feel like it, type situation. But yeah, no, we're back. We definitely wanted to bring this back now, especially coming up on E3 and stuff like that. We felt like it was a good time. If y'all hear noise, I'm actually holding my studio microphone right now, which is kind of weird. Webb's got the stand, so he's good. He should be all right. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start with gaming. We're gonna kind of break it down into different topics. We're probably gonna do these as like separate little instances as far as like audio and video, and I'll probably just put some gameplay footage over it and do it that way. So yeah, first off, we're gonna get right into it. Gaming wise, it's been a whole lot of stuff that's happened obviously since the last time that we talked, but the main focus we obviously want to focus on right now is getting ready for E3 and all the big announcements that are coming up. So I gotta ask, from what you've seen so far, Brother Webb, what are you excited for as far as like coming up for E3, etc.?
Well, man, as far you talking about the games.
We'll just say games. No, we'll just say not even just focus like solely on games that are gonna definitely be at E3. We'll just say games that are coming up in general that you've heard about that aren't out yet, pretty much.
All right. Probably the first thing that comes to mind is Arkham Knight, what's supposed to be the last Batman game in the Arkham series.
Right.
Fingers crossed that they follow through with that rather than try to keep sequelizing and bastardizing the series.
Right.
It's bad enough how they it's bad enough they went the prequel route with Arkham Origins. Some people said that was pretty good, but I just didn't like the direction that it took. I wasn't too crazy about it.
I think a lot of people were on that same page. It feels like with that particular one. It seems like.
I mean, it wasn't terrible.
No, not at all.
This is not where I want this to go.
Right, exactly.
And so Arkham Knight seems to be that continuation that we've been waiting on.
Right, exactly.
And hopefully they follow through with that being the last chapter in the Arkham series. I'm pissed that they pushed it back to 2015 rather than the end of 2014.
Yeah.
Which kind of fit with pretty much almost all the releases that have come out for the Arkham series.
Right.
It's almost always near the end of fall, beginning of winter.
Yeah.
Give or take. So I ain't too crazy about that. But hopefully if they push it back to 2015, then they have more going for it, more to add on and stuff like that. Or at least I hope that's the reason why they pushed it back.
And I think it's been like something we've seen with like a bunch of like it's at least all the really big games that are starting to come up is like that. A lot of them are getting pushed back, delayed more regularly,
like albums.
Yeah, right, exactly, like albums. Like waiting on Chronic still. That's like Last Guardian on PlayStation.
Detox.
Yeah, Detox. I'm sorry. Yeah, waiting on Detox still, which is like Last Guardian on PlayStation. Right, it's never gonna come out, even though people swear up and down that it is. But it might. But as far as Arkham Knight goes, I think it's nice that they're going back. This is the original studio that did the first Arkham games. So the studio that did Origins was a different studio. So I mean, it's cool. No hate on them at all. But it was, I would say, the least favorite of the series. But it's gonna be nice. I think from just the small stuff that we've seen so far from Arkham Knight, it looks like it's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. The city's supposed to be bigger. The whole, including the Batmobile, the way it's supposed to be included. I think it's gonna be sick. I mean, it looks awesome. Look crazy. So hopefully, by the time it does finally come out, it's amazing and it ends the series out on a super high note. But we can only hope.
All right, what's the game that you are looking forward to coming up?
I'll tell you, I've got a few. Because I've been constantly researching everything, especially when it comes to gaming. But I'll tell you, as far as like one that I'll just throw out as kind of like the, I guess you could say, fan favorite as far as like gamers goes is Destiny. That's a big one that I'm excited for. I think that's going to be a pretty awesome game as far as like a good large co-op game, a good strong co-op game.
Hella ambitious.
Right. Oh yeah, it is. It's crazy ambitious. As far as like compared to a lot of games before it, as far as like the scope of it and everything. But I think if anybody can pull it off, it'll be Bungie. That would be, I guess, on like one of the ones on the top of my list. There's also a couple of like other ones, I guess you could say. A few kind of like obscure titles, but I mean, The Division is another big one. I think that's one of the ones that, like, as far as like last year at E3, like was everybody's like favorite of show. Ubisoft's new game. It looks sick. The new engine that they're using looks ridiculous. So hopefully, all are awesome and all come sooner than later. But we know The Division got delayed. Destiny's got a hard date. It's definitely coming out on its date unless something happens like crazy in the next month. But it's pretty much like it's ready to go. They're even talking about it, and I'm pretty sure that Destiny will probably go into beta, I would say, no later than a month after E3. That's my, I guess you could say, prediction as far as like to come. But yeah, I mean, there's so many others. It's ridiculous. This has been like the crazy like first year of the next gen consoles. A lot of people could argue that we haven't had much. There hasn't been really that much incentive to get a new console. I like thinking about it this way. Like, okay, I got my PlayStation 4 the day it came out. You still haven't gotten one yet. And do you feel, was there any point yet that you have felt like, dang, I wish I had my PlayStation 4 already?
Not yet, no.
Exactly. And see, that's a perfect example of
I'm just waiting on the next holiday.
Right, exactly.
Or next holiday season, so.
Right, and I think with all the with the price stuff, as far as along the lines of what Microsoft is going to do when they're taking the Kinect away, which I don't think, did you know that?
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be $100 less.
Yep.
So it's now price-wise competing with the PlayStation 4.
Exactly. So they're taking that. They're going to reduce the price and everything. So they're going to make it, it's going to be $100 cheaper. So if you don't want the Kinect, you'll be able to do that, which will be nice.
Something I should have did the first time around. But,
right, yeah. And the thing that that I guess you could say worries me about it is, I mean, I guess you could say worries me on one hand, and on the one hand that worries me is the fact that the whole VR, which obviously virtual reality thing is kind of like ramping up.
Dude, that word's been around since the 90s, bro.
I'm just making sure somebody didn't think I was coming up with some crazy like acronym. What game starts with a V and an R? I don't remember that one in my itinerary. No.
Oh, wow.
But anyways, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. See, you makes me feel like a smart ass.
Oh, like a snob.
Right, yeah. You know what VR means, don't you? Like,
but you pretentious ass. It's like,
whatever. Anyways, with the whole VR thing coming, a lot of, as far as like what I've heard and what I've seen people talk about, it seems, and I have a good feeling that either at E3 or sometime close this year, whether it's Gamescom or Tokyo Game Show, which I doubt it'll be Tokyo Game Show just because Xbox doesn't really have a huge footing there. I think Microsoft is going to reveal their headset, their VR headset. Project Morpheus was revealed at GDC. People loved it. It looked really cool. As far as like the quality and everything, a lot of people who have played it said it's like sick. Obviously, the Oculus has been out as far as the dev kits have been out for a little while, and dev kit 2 is about to come out. The whole acquisition by Facebook, but we'll talk about that another time.
Even though Oculus has basically been demoed for sex.
Right, yeah, there was that's a whole
I see
thing.
that more. I've been seeing that more often than anything in pertaining to video games.
Yeah, that's. I guess that was kind of like
so.
The first thing.
This is nice, but can you fuck it? It's basically
it's like the plight of man. The first thought, it's got a hole in it, so. Dude, like, really? It's a disc. Like, get away from my game. But yeah, with the whole VR thing, it's unless they have another way of doing it, I figured that just like the PlayStation camera is with the PlayStation 4, but obviously they didn't package that with that. The PlayStation camera is a big part of Project Morpheus working, as far as the functionality and everything, as far as like how it works, the whole mapping of the 3-dimensional space, all that good stuff. But I figured that the Kinect would be a big strong point as far as like on the VR system for Microsoft, if they do indeed, which I'm pretty much sure they're going to end up revealing one. So is it good that they did it, or for the, I guess right now, the few people who are interested in VR, and if they come out with a VR headset and like, oh, by the way, you're going to need the Kinect, where's the incentive? I mean, do you really just go ahead and say, screw it, I wasn't really interested in VR, which clearly is going to happen, but the people who are interested in VR, you're going to have to spend that money anyway. Is the Kinect going to be available separately, which I assume it probably is? You're probably going to end up spending that money regardless, so it's kind of like with the VR argument, yeah, it's cool. It kind of worries me a little bit on that end. But then on the positive end, obviously it's going to be cheaper. And then on the other end too, it's kind of like, again, Microsoft didn't stick with what they said they were going to do.
Yeah. And it's as far as when the Xbox One came out anyway, it seemed like they weren't really catering that much to gamers in general anyway.
Well, yeah.
As far as they wanted to be like, we want to be a one-stop entertainment center.
Right. Yeah.
Well, what about video games? Oh, we still got those. Yeah.
Right.
But Netflix and Hulu,
right?
But this here live,
you can
live
talk to it,
and Skype and stuff. But can you still play games? God, yes, you can still play games.
Right,
but look at this.
And I think that's still kind of like where you see, which I think is one of the main reasons why the PlayStation 4 is still like bodying the Xbox One as far as sales wise.
It knows its market.
Yeah, it knows what it's doing, and like there's still a lot of people constantly. Every game podcast I listen to, every article I read, like a lot of people are like, man, there's no games on the PlayStation 4. That is horse shit. There are so many games, and especially if you have PlayStation Plus, there's so many free games. Like just for instance, like one of the things that they announced was now with PlayStation Plus starting this month, as a matter of fact, PlayStation 4 is going to get 2 free games a month. Every month there's going to be 2 free games on every PlayStation platform. PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation 4 are all going to get at the least 2 games a month. That's sick. I mean, that's awesome. Like you're getting your money's worth, because you're gonna, down the road, like you're gonna get you're gonna get a free game. Who knows what it is, but a game that you would have potentially had to spend anywhere from 20, 40, maybe even 50, $60 on, you might get it for free, and you're paying what? I pay $19 every 3 months.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
right.
Genius.
You know what? That's right. I forgot about
that.
Because I used to be on PlayStation Plus, but
I mean, and you can't beat that. And that's one of the big things. And it kind of, I think, has helped the indie stuff. And that's what I was gonna say. Why I hadn't brought it up yet, but when I said Destiny, the funny thing is, anytime anybody asks me what my most anticipated game for, I wouldn't say just for E3, but in general, it's the game called The Witness. It's coming out on PlayStation 4. I forgot the developer's name, but if you ever get a chance, if y'all listen to this, get a chance, look it up. It's coming out. I'm pretty sure it's coming out next month, because they're starting to release like specs and that kind of stuff for it. The videos are starting to pop up a little bit more as far as like gameplay footage. But it's a very cut and dry, beautiful game. But it's like a puzzle solver, like pretty much like if you think about the old Myst games that used to be on the PC back in like the 90s, that's probably, I would say, what it is a spiritual successor of. So if you get a chance, check out The Witness. It's going to be awesome. It's another one of those games, one of those indie games that have been basically carrying the PlayStation 4, but in a very, very good way. But no, is there any other specifically for like next week? Anything that you heard of? Anything like out of like crazy that you like? Oh, it could be cool. Like,
something that kind of struck at me is like, that could have been cool. Could have been,
right,
could have been, but I mean, the new Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 10 trailer that came out this week. You know, I mean, I liked where it was going, but I didn't care too much for the song.
As everybody on the internet
as
said.
Like friggin' Wiz, just like he's cool in doses. That's funny, but anyway, he caught
right.
it there.
Hey,
but anyway,
ironic.
but nah. If Wiz did not rap on that, I probably would have liked the trailer a lot better.
Right.
If they had left it at that beat, which I've never heard a Mortal Kombat song or never heard a Mortal Kombat scenario, scene, trailer, or nothing using hip hop esque music.
Right, absolutely.
And so the first time ever, and then in a brand new trailer coming out for 2015, and Wiz just kind of dampened it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. I mean, it doesn't really show what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
I mean, because it could just, I mean, as a lot of, hell, you saw with the, what was it, Aliens, Colonial Marines?
Oh,
or
yeah,
like that?
That's classically used as a
Yeah,
pulling the wool over people's
yeah,
eyes.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, Mortal Kombat normally tends to have some pretty decent quality when it comes to stuff like that. And
right,
especially
absolutely.
as successful as they were with Mortal Kombat, with the 9th Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Or AKA the reboot. Or whatever.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And also Injustice, Gods Among Us.
Yep.
They did a pretty
good game.
They had 2 solid games in a row.
Yeah.
So I still got high hopes as far as Mortal Kombat 10 on this one coming out next year. But
right.
It's hard to say what all they got going on for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see like if a lot of the classic stuff, because that's what a lot of people were kind of like trying to break down in the video. If like the classic like weapon system was coming back from like 4.
That's what it made it seem.
It seemed like it. Hopefully, I mean the trailer looked amazing, and on next gen consoles, I can't see it looking bad at all or any less than that. I mean, but I guess the kind of, even in like Injustice or even in like, there's still this I guess you could say, as beautiful as the Mortal Kombats have been getting progressive, there's always this kind of like this cardboard quality that you kind of get from that profile and kind of the way they move. They still feel kind of stiff, even still. But I mean, it's obviously a lot better than back when they did the real capture of the
motion capture.
Yeah, the motion capture of the people. But it still feel like, I guess you could say that's staying genuine. Every Mortal Kombat game has pretty much felt like a Mortal Kombat game. And if it's like the same guys that are making it, even when it's like Injustice, it's still, you can see the influence there. So it's not a bad thing. It's just funny. You still kind of see that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see like how much this differs or if at all. Like,
speaking
as far
of things
as visual
being
quality.
different, can we get a damn trailer where Sub-Zero actually beats Scorpion once? Because every trailer that I've seen, Scorpion always kills Sub-Zero, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, I've never thought about that.
Pisses me off.
That is true.
Sub-Zero, like everybody likes Scorpion because fire, I guess. Whatever, get over here. But yeah, Sub-Zero's always been my number one. Scorpion a close second.
Right.
But for other people, it's the other way around. And those are the 2 most iconic people.
Yeah, when you think of it, I mean, without bringing in like
Liu Kang or
Liu Kang,
Johnny Cage.
That was a big thing. Like, I'm hoping Johnny Cage is in it.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that.
2-year-old spoiler, but seeing as how the story went with so many deaths, it's kind of odd seeing how Raiden and the only 2 white people from the original in the original Mortal Kombat, Sonya and Johnny Cage, are still alive. And
right, yeah.
I'm not too looking forward to seeing how that continuation goes without all the other remaining cast characters. So, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they could just renege on everything they just did on that reboot.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Like, hell, look at Amazing Spider-Man. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That could happen. But I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see. Yes, baby. That's my daughter. She's yelling at me. You're on the mic. Say hello.
I got shy all of a sudden.
She got shy. She's running away. She's closing the door on us. She's running. What are you doing? You going in or you going out? Seriously. Which one? All right, you gonna stay in here? You gotta be quiet. What'd you do, Foot? Okay. All right, she's running again. And she ran away. She didn't close the door. All right, anyway.
Well, I think that's good. Do we want to end it there?
Yeah, we can. We're going to move on. Basically, way where, like I said before, if y'all even hear this part. But we're going to break it up into different topics. I'm going to put gameplay footage over it so y'all can listen to it, enjoy some footage, and watch us blow shit up. So, yeah. As always, I'm Kid Swift.
This is Thoroughbred Web.
This has been OAF Discussions, and we are back, you mother.
Anyway.
Later.